I'm really good at doing the thing. I'm really good at helping people. I'm really good at changing people's lives. I just can't get enough people to come to me. That's, in one form or another, what I hear from almost everyone I have on the podcast or everyone that I meet at a health event. People say, I'm really good at doing the thing, but it's so hard for me to get clients and customers. What I'm going to share with you are the 3 things that you need to focus on. The first one is, how do you have content that attracts people to you? How do you put stuff out on social media and it's not what you think? It's not teaching people what you do. It's not, posting news articles. What it is connecting with the feelings that they have and the pain points and the things that keep them up at night. And there's a whole host of ways that you can do this that have nothing to do with directly teaching. That's what everybody defaults to, is teaching. Here's the problem with that. You're teaching things that are up here. They're at a level 7, 8, 9, or 10. Most people are not even aware of that solution. They are down here in their pain, which is a level 1 or a level 2. And the way that you attract those people is actually meeting where they're at around their pain. We have a whole process for how to do this, whether you're using social media or YouTube or Shorts, TikTok. There's a whole host of ways that you can connect with people. That's the first step in the process, is creating content that gets people in, that isn't just teaching the thing. The next piece, once you have them in their world, is then warming them up to you and moving them into a sales process. So how do you warm people up? This is books, lead magnets. This is where you start to teach, but again, not at a level 8, 9, or 10, but teaching them just the foundation so that they are aware of the solve. So what this looks like, if you're talking about bulletproof coffee, right? Most people know what that is right now. You can't just start with, hey, you're going to put half a stick of butter in your coffee. That's going to turn people off. It's not going to get them into what you're doing. If instead you start to talk a little bit about keto diet, and you talk about how, hey, there's this diet that if you follow it, fat will just melt off. And it's the difference between burning sugar and burning fat. That's like a very lightweight piece. The other thing that you could put out there would be a very simple recipe that tastes good and would help people lose weight. See how these things start to attract people in. So level 1, again, is just putting out content that gets people interested, gets people to connect with, gets you to connect with their feelings. Level number 2 is giving them just a little bit of education, but still making it fun and approachable. And that should be just a little bit. It should be 3 to 4 top level posts to 1 of those slight teaching posts. The next piece is, how do you move them into a sale? And this is where most people right now are battling it out in the DMs nonstop. They're fighting, they're posting something, then immediately following up. Well, what does this do? This leads people to putting up their hands and saying, I don't know if I'm ready for that. You can feel the pressure. And that's why the response rate is so low, and it's frustrating for us, right? So how do you change that? The answer is through one-to-many sales. So what does that mean? That means workshops, that means webinars, that means small live events, that means retreats, and eventually big live events. This is what we have focused on in our business for the last 12 years. We've built more than 400 live events, more than 100 live in the room events. The rest have been virtual. So what does this look like for you as a practitioner? Well, the first and easiest thing to do is a workshop, not a webinar. A lot of people default to webinars. Webinars worked great 10 years ago. Now it's so hard to get people to show up for a webinar. They know that they're not going to receive personal attention. That's the difference. A workshop is usually 2 to 4 hours, small group, think 6 to 15 people, and you're going to give them individualized personal attention. This is a taste of what it's like to work with you. And the key to moving them from that level 2 into a workshop is having some conversation with them around their specific pain point. So what pain point have you identified through level 1 and level 2? And then how do you have some communication with them, invite them to a workshop where they are going to solve the first level of their problem? when you get them into a workshop, you're going to build some rapport with them. They're going to get to know you, and it makes the sales process much easier. Now, once you have a following, once you have some people coming in, then you can move to webinars. Webinars are where you're going to have more like 20 to 50 people on the call with you. You're not going to do personal interaction with them, and a webinar is somewhere between 30 minutes to 2 hours where you're teaching, you're getting them to move forward, and then you make the offer at the end. A workshop, you're going to help them and then usually make a very light offer and schedule a follow-up call. That's the difference there. The other thing that works really, really well is having retreats. Now, retreats are really hard to sell because people are going to have to get on the plane, they're going to have to fly to you, but you can do that once you kind of get the first two going. I would focus on workshops and webinars first. This is the sales process that starts to move people towards you. The other thing that you need to get really good at is speaking. And this is where so many people I've met with go wrong. Again, they're teaching at a level 8, 9, or 10. They're talking at a level that does not attract people to them because they're too far into the funnel. Instead, when you do public speaking, you should tell a lot of stories. You should get people to lean in and see what you're talking about. All right. This is the broad level overview. There will be a lot of information down below. We're going to build these things out and share with you how you can do each level of this. Wishing you an awesome day, and I'll see you soon.